The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Delegates from 47 species filled the amphitheater, their voices rising in a cacophony of alien languages, all demanding answers. At the center of it all stood Kendall Martinez, humanity's youngest ambassador, her hands gripping the edges of the podium as she faced down the Council's fury. "You cannot do this," Ambassador Threll of the Corvaxian Empire roared, his three eyes blazing with indignation. "Humanity signed the accords. You are bound by galactic law." Kendall's jaw tightened. She had known this moment would come, had rehearsed her words 1,000 times during the 3-month journey from Earth. Yet standing here, watching centuries of diplomatic relations crumble before her eyes, the weight of it threatened to crush her. "The accords were signed under false pretenses," she said, her voice cutting through the noise with unexpected steel. "Humanity was told we would be equal partners in the Galactic Council. Instead, we've been treated as children to be managed, resources to be exploited, and threats to be contained." Behind her, the holographic display flickered to life, showing footage that made several delegates recoil. Human colonies stripped of resources, Earth's defensive satellites dismantled without consent, human scientists barred from accessing technology that other species took for granted. The evidence was damning, and Kendall had spent months compiling every piece of it. Across the galaxy, on a mining station orbiting Kepler 442b, Roman Chen watched the broadcast with a mixture of pride and dread. He had been the one to leak the classified documents to Kendall, risking his career and potentially his life. As the station's chief engineer, he had seen firsthand how the Council's megacorporations worked humans to exhaustion while paying them a fraction of what other species earned for the same work. "You're watching it again," said his co-worker, a towering Drylac named Kor. Despite being from a Council species, Kor had become Roman's closest friend over the past 2 years. "History in the making," Roman replied, not taking his eyes off the screen. Kor's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. "Or history repeating. The Vinner Collective tried to leave the Council 60 years ago. They were embargoed, isolated, and eventually collapsed economically. Humanity will face the same fate." Roman finally looked at his friend. Maybe humans are different. Back at the Council chambers, Kendall was just getting started. "For 12 years, humanity has played by your rules. We've accepted restricted trading rights. We've allowed Council inspectors into our most sensitive facilities. We've even surrendered our right to develop certain technologies, all in the name of galactic harmony." Her voice rose. "But harmony cannot exist without respect, and the Council has shown humanity nothing but contempt." The chamber erupted. Some delegates shouted in agreement, the younger species who had suffered similar treatment. Others demanded sanctions, military intervention, complete isolation of human space. Kendall stood at the center of the storm, unbending. High Counselor Vexena, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, finally raised a limb for silence. When the chamber quieted, their voice resonated like wind chimes. "Ambassador Martinez, you speak of respect, yet you bring accusations and ultimatums. The Council has guided humanity, protected you from the dangers you could not yet comprehend. We have been patient with your species' aggression, your recklessness enough." Kendall interrupted, and the audacity of cutting off the High Counselor sent gasps through the crowd. "You call it guidance. We call it condescension. You call it protection. We call it imprisonment. Humanity didn't come to the stars to bow before a new set of masters." She pressed a button on her podium, and the holographic display changed. It now showed dozens of human ships, not military vessels, but colony ships, transport carriers, and merchant freighters, all simultaneously departing Council space stations. The synchronized exodus had been planned for months, coordinated in secret by human operatives across hundreds of worlds. As of this moment, humanity formally withdraws from the Galactic Council. All human citizens have been recalled from Council territories. All trade agreements are void. All military cooperation agreements are terminated. Earth and her colonies will chart their own course among the stars. The chamber exploded into pandemonium. Kendall stood firm as delegates surrounded her podium, some threatening, others pleading. She had done what she came to do. The message was delivered. On the mining station, Roman received an encrypted message. "Extraction in 3 hours. Be ready." He looked at Kor, who had been reading the same tactical feeds. "They're coming for all of us," Roman said. "Every human in Council space. We're going home. This will mean war," Kor said quietly. "Maybe, but maybe it means freedom." Roman started packing his equipment. Around him, other human workers were doing the same, their movements coordinated despite no visible communication. They had all been waiting for this signal. Within hours, chaos spread across the galaxy. Human workers abandoned their posts. Human merchants recalled their ships. Human researchers deleted their findings before Council authorities could seize them. It was an exodus, unprecedented in galactic history, peaceful but absolute. A clean break from everything the Council represented. Kendall boarded her ship 12 hours after her speech. Exhausted but resolute. As they accelerated toward Earth, she watched the Council's station shrink behind them. Her communicator buzzed with a message from Roman. "We're all out. Every last one. You did it." She allowed herself a small smile. They had done it together, thousands of humans across hundreds of worlds, all choosing freedom over security, all willing to face the unknown rather than accept subjugation. The Council would call it chaos. They would threaten and bluster and perhaps eventually attack. But humanity had learned long ago that some principles were worth fighting for. As her ship jumped to FTL, leaving Council space behind forever, Kendall thought about the generations to come, the humans who would grow up free, unburdened by alien expectations, limited only by their own courage and imagination. The galaxy would never be the same. And that, she decided, was exactly the point. Behind them, the Council scrambled to respond to a crisis they never thought possible. Before them, humanity faced an uncertain future among the stars, but it would be their future, on their terms, and that made all the difference.